What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, coming back to Green Day. Yes, indeed. Green Day fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-bibbidi-bob, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Trey X Cooper, and it was also the winner of the Patreon Request Prioritization poll, winning with 65% of the vote, moving it from number 1,029 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. They all want to see me react to this song. It is Green Day with a live performance of the song Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Oh no!
Now, have I heard the song before? Full disclosure, yes. Yes, I have. I know I've heard this song before. The title just, the minute I look at the title, a melody pops in my head. And I'm like, that means, to me, that means you have heard this before. So I am positive that I've heard this before. Now, having said that, this is a live performance. So, full disclosure, full transparency, I'm not trying to hide anything here at all. I will not be reacting to the song itself in any way, shape, or form. The songwriting, how well they play the song. I will take how well they play the song in a live setting into account, but as far as the songwriting goes, the arrangement goes, no, I'm not taking that into account whatsoever. I'm going to be basing my reaction, my evaluation, and my score completely on the live show. So this is going to be a lot more about what we see and far less about what we hear. Please keep that in mind. Okay, this was posted by Alejandro Sansrod, okay, and the video has 40,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Green Day, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, live, Lollapalooza, Chicago, 2010. Going back a ways with this one. That's all right. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street.
Crowd interaction, good.
I walk alone, I walk down.
I like how he spun the mic around. Wow. Crowd knows it clearly. Yep. I like it. Showing respect to the crowd. Yeah. Yeah, they earned that too.
Now that's how you do it in Chicago, Illinois, baby, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man.
I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge and where I walk alone. Hey! Read between the lines of what's up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs to know we're still funny alive. We walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone.
The backmasking. Oh, God. I get it. I get it. They want to take this song because it's probably one of the biggest hits that Green Day has ever written. They want to take this song and they want to play it on MTV. They want to play it on VH1. They want to play it on all these music video stations. I get it. So they use the backmasking to, edit for the sake of television, to edit what they feel they need to edit. I'll never understand that, man. I'll never get it, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, folks. When I saw I was gonna be doing a reaction to this, and really more than anything, I was gonna be basing my reaction on the live performance. I had a feeling of dread.
Oh no!
In the pit of my stomach, because knowing the song, I know I've heard it, I know the kind of song it is. I can't imagine a visual live performance that's going to be mind-blowing, okay? I can't imagine it. I don't see it happening.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I had a feeling this was going to be a pretty lackluster live performance from a visual standpoint. Now, having said that, though, I'm not going to sit here and say it's amazing. I'm not going to sit here and say it's mind-blowing. But I got to say, it's beating my expectations. I wasn't expecting as much visually as we've gotten so far. So right now, that feeling of dread that I had in my stomach, it's gone. It's completely gone. I'm feeling pretty good about this, actually. So far, so good. From a visual standpoint, from a visual aspect, I have no complaints. Like I said, it's beating my expectations. So that's definitely a good thing, without question.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Let's get back into this and let's see how this goes.
To know we're still funny alive, we walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone. My shadow's the only one who walks beside me. My shadow heart's sitting on the thing that's faded. Sometimes I wish someone there will find me. Too late, you're out. I walk along, I walk beside.
Throw those drumsticks. Yeah, man.
this empty street. Go! My shadow's the only one that walks beside me. My shadow, I see the only thing that's bigger. Sometimes I wish someone there would find me. To live I want Chicago!
Way better than I thought it was going to be. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Let me get my thoughts together. This should not be a very long review, but let me get my thoughts together just to be on the safe side. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Green Day with a live performance. That's going to be really key here. A live performance of their song Boulevard of Broken Dreams. This was a request from Trey X Cooper, and it was also the winner of the Patreon request prioritization poll, winning with 65% of the vote, moving up to number 1,029 in the queue, straight up to number 1. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, your voice, your vote does matter. Okay, before I give the score, I said this at the beginning, and I know not everybody listens to what I say at the beginning. I know a lot of people who watch my videos, they just want to rush to the end to see what my score is and what I thought about the song. So before I give my score, let me just reiterate, I have heard this song before. I knew it coming into this. I knew I have heard this song before. So unfortunately, I can't react and review and evaluate and score the song itself because it's a non-factor, because I've already heard the song prior to this. However, Trey did give me a live performance, so I am basing my evaluation, my score, and my review completely on the live performance, what we saw, not what we heard. I will take how well they played the song into account. Maybe 2% of the score might be based on how well they played the song. It's not a lot, so this is really going to be about the visual. Having said that, on a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that a 7.1. Yeah, 7.1. Believe me, folks, nobody is more surprised by that score than me. I am very surprised that I'm giving it that score, but I do feel that is the score that this visual performance deserves. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.1. What does that mean? Well, a 7.1 would translate to a really good scale rating, so overall, I think visually this was a really good live performance. It would get 4 to 5 stars and a B letter grade. So there you go, a 7.1, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? Man, I am so glad you asked. I'm not gonna lie, folks. When I got this request, and Trey made this request, he did mention that this is a live performance. So I took it on faith. I took it on faith that this was really going to be a live performance. Number one, I'm really glad to see that's true. I'm glad to see it's not, a studio recording or worse, I'm glad to see it's not a lip sync job. No, this was a true, actual, bona fide, real live performance. So I'm thrilled to see that, number one. Number two, knowing the song going into this, And I knew that I knew the song going into this. I just saw the title, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, and the melody immediately went into my head. And I was like, okay, I know this song clearly, so I can't take the song into account. So this is gonna be completely on this live performance. Not gonna lie to you folks, I had a feeling of dread pop into my stomach because of the style of song, the tempo of the song, the direction of the song, the feel in the song. I knew this was going to be a little more of a laid back approach. I knew it. Here's the thing. This is the kind of song where if they wanted to, I'm not saying they should do this, but if Green Day were to want to just, take the old bar stool approach and have, the lead vocals come out with a guitar and just playing like an acoustic guitar, sitting on a bar stool while singing the song. This song you could do that with. You could absolutely do it. It would work. It would fit. Or maybe he wants to have the touring guitarist come out and do the guitar while he focuses on vocals. Everybody else takes a break. I could see that too. I'm glad to see the whole band was out there, but I had a feeling this was going to be one of those performances where the lead vocalist just stands in front of the microphone and just sings the song. I had a really bad feeling about this. I was Han Solo in the trash compactor.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I was sitting there going, oh, this is not going to be good. This is going to be bad. And I'm the one that's going to have to point everything out that was bad. I don't really want to be here right now. And I gotta say, about halfway through, all of my fears, all of my doubts, all of my trepidations were gone. Completely gone. They covered the bases, and they covered the bases well.
Good, good, feel good, feels good, feels good, feels good, real good, real good.
Let's go down the checklist. Let's just go down the checklist. Stage presence, check. Yeah, for the style of music that they play, that punk style mixed with rock, mixed with pop, for that style that they have, they look the part. They absolutely look the part. They didn't look like roadies out there looking for their flashlight and their roll of gaffer's tape and their Allen wrench. They weren't out there going, where's my stuff? And just wandering aimlessly around in circles. So everything they did had purpose. Every movement they made had a reason, and I appreciate that. Stage energy, check. Now this was one of the ones I was really worried about. I was terrified because, again, the style of song.
Oh, and that's just precious.
And I gotta say, I was very pleasantly surprised at how much they were moving around the stage. In particular, the lead vocalist, creating a lot of stage energy. Not just, and I'm not talking about, getting a 5 foot by 5 foot box and moving around that little box and never leaving the confines. No, he went clear out to the left side of the stage left, past it, into the wing to interact with the crowd, which we're gonna get to in a little bit. But I mean, he was moving all over the place. I loved it. I loved everything about that. A lot of stage energy, which was a very pleasant surprise. Stage interaction. Okay, if I'm being honest, this was the one check that they did not have. I didn't see anybody interacting with anybody else on stage, which is kind of a bummer because if they had, the score would have been higher. But it's not the big one. I mean, it's not one of the big ones that I really look for. I mean, it's there. It is part of the criteria, but I would put it like at the number 3 or number 4 most important out of the 5. So they didn't have stage interaction, but they, trust me, that here we go. Here comes the big one. Crowd interaction.
What's causing all of this?
Oh, yes. The most important one, in my opinion, when it comes to performing live. They had a ton of crowd interaction, lots of call and response. And I love that one part where he did the call and response, where he actually swiveled the mic on the mic stand so the mic was pointing out into the crowd. I love that. It makes the crowd feel a little more important. I know the crowd really gonna get picked up by the mic? Very, very slightly. There's a lot of distance to cover there, but the gesture, the appearance of the microphone is on you. Let's hear what you can do. Let's see what you got. you could hear it in the crowd. The crowd responded. They got even louder.
That's what a pop smells like. Take a bow.
On top of that, the constants calling out to, Chicago. He made it very clear, we're in Chicago. Didn't need that in the title, but because he said it several times. Now, a lot of people will criticize vocalists for the cheap pop, and let's be honest here, it's a cheap pop. When you're on stage and you're playing in a crowd, you're playing to a crowd, and you say the name of the city that you're playing in, I can guarantee you're going to get a response from the crowd every single time. It's a cheap pop, but it's a pop nonetheless. And I don't have any problem with it, unless they do it like 5 or 6 times in every single song. A la Bruce Dickinson, who constantly, every song will call to the crowd and call out to the city. So I think Bruce does overdo it, quite often. But what the vocalist did here, I had no issue with it. I got no problem with it. I think it was smart, especially considering the fact, like I said, this is one of the biggest hits they've ever written. The crowd's been waiting for this song. They've been waiting to sing along with this song, and the fact that he was able to engage the crowd as much as he did, both visually and audially, I think that was really well done. And he did it constantly. It wasn't like he just did it for a minute here and that was it. No, it was constant through the entire song. He kept sharpening the saw, and I absolutely appreciate the effort that he put into it. Loved the part where he got down on his knees to show respect to the crowd for doing a great job singing the song, and he even did the whole bowing thing. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. I love seeing vocalists, musicians, performers, artists acknowledge the crowd and pay homage and show respect to the crowd. Love that. Love everything about it. Moving on. Showmanship. Check. Yeah, I'm actually gonna check that. Lots of showmanship, lots of pointing to the crowd, moving around the stage, putting on the most he can with this style of song, doing the most he can to put on a good visual show. Could he have done more? This is going to be surprising. I think he could have done more to a point. I think he could have done a little bit crowd interaction, not so much from the crowd interaction aspect, maybe a little bit more with the stage interaction, possibly, and maybe a little bit more with the stage energy. But here's the thing, a little bit more. If he had done too much, in a song like this, there would be such a thing as too much, and at which point it wouldn't fit, it wouldn't look good, it would look circusy, it would look clownish, and you don't want to go that far. You don't want to cross that line. So could there have been done? Could there have been more done? Slightly, but I wouldn't go much more than what they did. Production? No, there was no production. There was none. It was just lighting. Now here's the thing. Basing the score completely on the live show. Completely. I would give this, honestly, about maybe a 6.9, 7.0. So why am I giving this a 7.1? I did mention I would take how well they played the song into account. They did a really good job playing the song. They absolutely did. So I did give it a little 0.1 bump, just a tenth of a point. If you think about it, if I were to give it, a 0.2, that would be as high as I could possibly give it. No, 7.1. I like it. I don't want to change it. So yeah, maybe like I said, I might give the visual like a 6.9, 7.0. But I am bumping it to 7.1 because they did play the song as well as they did.
Taste good, mighty good, good for you, good for you, good for me, good for me.
So yeah, 7.1, I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We got a 7.1, which is a really good scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.